Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. I'm so excited to be sitting down and filming again. I've taken a little bit of time off and I'm feeling refreshed. I had a nice little vacation and now let's talk about pan those eyeshadows. Ooh. So tea of the day is by Mudan from Tea Viver. I think white tea is really nice and refreshing for the summertime. So I do have some good progress to share. I wasn't sure if I would have a whole lot to share this time just because I was traveling a whole lot in the month of June, but I do have some progress to share, so I'm excited about that. I suppose I should mention, if you are new to Pan Those Eyeshadows was started by Alexi. I do try to remember to always link her down in the description box when talking about Pan Those Eyeshadows. This is a very popular panning project in which we are trying to hit pan in our eyeshadows. I am going to say right off the bat that I am going to be taking a break. I don't want to call this a finale because I don't know, in a couple months I might be like, okay, I'm ready to start up again. Right now I feel like I just need a break from this project. But let's talk about, I'll talk more about that at the end of the video, but for now let's just talk about the progress. So the very first shadow that I have been working on, you can see there's no pan in it yet. I'll put up a picture so you can see more close-up of just this kind of the disturbance on the top. This is a depotted shade from the e.l.f. New Classics palette. I really like the mattes in that palette. I think it is a fantastic formula, especially for the drugstore. I think that it's really, really good. It's nice and blendy and lots of pigment. You can see that after 20 uses, because I have hit my goal, which was 20 uses on this, there's not even a true dip going, just some disturbance there on the top. This is a eyeshadow that I feel like is a really, really good bang for your buck. And I like that palette a lot. The reason why I depotted it, there was some shimmer shades, well, in fact, quite a few shimmer shades in that palette that I felt like I just didn't like them. They lacked pigment. I felt like the really good part of that palette was the mattes. So I did save the mattes from that palette. Anyway, this I have hit my goal on. I was very pleased with that. So that is good. I was about to say rolling out so I can roll something in, but since I'm taking a break, nothing's rolling in at the moment to replace it. But anyway, I did hit my goal on this, which was good. Another single eyeshadow I have been working on was this one from Geek. This is one of my all-time favorite lid shades. This is the shade In the Spotlight. I suppose I should be swatching these for you. Let me just quick give you a swatch of that. Oh, I love, love, love wearing this, and that's why I put it in this project. I wanted to try and keep myself from taking a break from this project. I know a lot of you, this is one of your favorite projects to watch, but I did manage to hit pan on this. I know the pan is very small. I'll put up a picture so you can see, and I did hit pan on this pretty recently, so I haven't had time to really expand the pan. This is a beautiful, creamy shimmer. I don't want to talk too much about it because the brand recently went out of business, so you can't get this anymore unless you can find it in store at a JCPenney. For a while, JCPenney was carrying Makeup Geek shadows, so I guess that's pretty much the only way you can find this shadow now. If you find it, I highly recommend it if you like a beautiful peachy shadow. Oh, so lovely. Anyway, I hit pan on that, which I was delighted with, and that was my goal for this one. I already had a huge dip in this going into the project, so that is good. The focus palette that I've been working on in terms of wanting to hit pan in many of the shades is this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Is the Master Palette by Mario, and I do have some pans over here, but the shade I was focusing on most is this shade called Hollywood, and I think I only reached for it once. This was a palette I did not bring with me traveling, so this one didn't get used, but I'm going to continue, even though I'm taking a break from the project, I'm going to continue to have this palette out. I'm hoping to hit some more pan in this year, so I won't be doing a regular Pan Those Eyeshadows updates, but I will still be trying to hit pan in some shadows, just not as many at once, Anyway, I keep going back around. I'll talk about that in a second. The other palette that I've been focusing on is this one from Urban Decay. This is the Naked 3 Mini. My goal for this, since it was a newer palette in my collection, was just to have 30 uses on it. I'm currently at 25 uses. It's a really handy palette to reach for. This inner corner shade, this is the shade called Glassy, and I think it is a really, really beautiful inner corner shade because it is nice and reflective, but it's not too sparkly. Like if you just kind of want a more everyday look, I think it's actually quite pretty. And this palette in general is good for everyday looks. When you don't really want to think about what you're doing, you can put something on from this palette and it will look good. It just will. So very, very basic, but pretty, palette. So I have reached 25, not quite 30 uses. So I've already mentioned it a little bit, the reasons why I need to take a little break. I am just getting a little burned out. I feel sad when I look at my eyeshadow collection because when I pan eyeshadows, I tend to really focus on those. I tend to not really reach for a whole lot of other things, even though I try to balance it out by pulling things into my stash. A lot of those things I only use one time and then put back, but I want to use more. Like, I'm not ready to put them back yet, but I just know that I won't be reaching for them because all my attention is going toward this project. And I don't like to feel sad about my makeup. It's a happy playtime experience. I want to be able to reach for whatever shadow I want, essentially. So even though, like I said, I am going to continue having this palette out on my vanity, I'm going to try, like I said, to continue to hit some more pans on this year, just because I think it is the oldest palette in my collection, or one of the oldest palettes in my collection. But I'm definitely going to be doing it at a more sedate pace instead of trying to hit pan on eyeshadows so I have something to show you in an update, for instance, because that is typically what I would do. I hate having an update where I have nothing to show you, so I would really pick a shadow usually and go to town on that one and wear it all month long. And while that's very effective at hitting pan and eyeshadows, it really kind of curbs the creativity of diving into my collection and using what I want. So that is the main reasoning for taking a break from the project. I hope that you guys aren't too disappointed. I'm still going to be working on shadows in other projects, and whenever I hit pan on anything, it will always be showing up in my beauty bank project. I give myself a half a point towards my beauty bank whenever I hit pan in any eyeshadows. So if you're all about seeing those eyeshadow pans, you will still be seeing them in those updates. If you've been following along with my project for many months now, thank you so much for following along with this project. I really appreciate your support on my channel. I really do. So just thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for spending your time with me on this project. But that is going to wrap it up for this update. Again, thank you guys for stopping by. I will see you again soon in another video. Bye guys.